Hello, this is going to be, sorry for the rump, an interesting one on the WWDC. So, what are my takeaways, my biggest wows, and maybe even disappointments, but I cannot clearly think about any. So, if you have not watched it yet, spoiler alert, you probably should not watch this video. Watch the keynote first. I will keep a link down below from Apple and then come back here. So for me, when we started, the FaceTime topics are the game changers. And I had a Twitter post on this, I think on the 1st of June, where I was clearly saying, hey, spatial audio for FaceTime would be wow, especially with center stage, where you have more opportunities to walk around and the camera on the iPad will follow you. And now they're bringing that. That means basically if you turn your head, this audio, if you would talk to me, would be stronger, and the other way around as well, which gives the impression that the person you're talking to is really located on a certain spot in your room or in your area. That alone is like a feature which I was looking for and I really think would be amazing with those AirPods Pros and also with the AirPod Max. The second part, what I've seen there is like the group conferences, and even more important, that you can invite people into the calls from other devices. Sometimes we use WhatsApp, but there's some privacy topics on this when we use it in the company. Setting up Zoom calls limits your devices and access. But to schedule FaceTime calls, giving a link to some of our employees, and they can join the calls from their devices, that's amazing. You can make split views, etc. Everything you know basically from Zoom, you can use now also in the future with FaceTime when iOS 15 comes out. That is great. You can also share content you are watching, movies, music, etc., on your devices with other people, and you can basically spend time together watching something while you are basically on different places. In the crisis right now, we all think experienced moments where we would have loved to be with people, but we could not be. And this is going to be something where whatever this crisis will end or another crisis will come again. Greetings to Bill Gates on this. That we will face those moments again. And also on the other hand, every once in a while it opened new ways to interact with people we really value. And every beneficial or extra way of doing so was great. So sharing content, experiencing it with other people, another really amazing feature from my perspective. Carrying on, it was the Ipod Os. There the changes were more minor productivity things that you can basically use multitasking a little better, etc. I liked it as well, but I'm not seeing myself as being like this heavy iPad user, and it doesn't make this full-term change for me now that I will skip my MacBook Pro to the iPad, even though I'm considering to buy an iPad 11 because I love the center stage feature, which you can also use with the Filmic Pro app to record videos and still move in front of the camera. Then we had, I think, Apple Watch changes and also new AirPods where you can use it for find them on Find My Device and use them like AirTags sort of. But more importantly, with the watch, there was minor changes for elderly people where you can measure the movement of people and therefore track if they have disabilities when walking, if there's insecurities. And you can share health data around your family. It might be from your kids to you, or also from elderly or parents basically to yourself, or people you take care of. Also, this is kind of interesting. When it came to macOS, the magic really started to me. I was using Sidecar for the iPad. Basically, it's like you use one screen of your Mac and then you use the iPad as a second screen. I really, really like that feature. Now it's going to be more easy. You can just place it to one another and you can drag things around. So it's not just as an external screen, but you can use the device while having it placed next to your MacBook. I caught myself every once in a while using my iPad as an iPad and my MacBook as a MacBook, so no Sidecar. So I could use the best of both worlds, like the YouTube app on the iPad and using my MacBook for other things. And now this is possible by even dragging around data, documents, using the cursor from the MacBook on the iPad, up to, I think, 3 devices they even showed. Like from an iMac, drag something to your MacBook, drag something else over to your iPad. It's not just a simple copy-paste as we had it before, but really using the cursor and keyboard, etc. on the other device. I mean, the cursor I saw, keyboard just takes the shortcuts, etc. That's amazing. This is really something which makes life a little easier. And then also shortcuts coming on the Mac. I mean, we had automated before, but I barely ever used it because the programmability was not so easy for me. And yeah, that's really the features which came up now, which is hardware-wise, software privacy, also hardware in terms of devices I'm using. So for the privacy setting, they have like a VPN, like a virtual private network a solution that you cannot be easily tracked when you use the internet. The people use software for that. And on the other hand, there was also the part where you could use turn off tracking of emails which you open, where some companies use sort of pixels which can track your person and over several pages you're visiting. So this has also been more deactivated right now, which I really prefer because I want to be in control of my data. And that's one of the reasons for many people to choose Apple over other companies. I think this was the majors which really stuck into my mind, as you see right now. I'm trying to recap if there was anything else. A little changes on pictures. On the Apple Watch you can make more selections, use the portrait pictures, which is nice, but no major changes, I would say, where you would say like, oh, that really rings a bell with me. That's not the case. So in total, operating between different devices, giving stuff to another device like close to you, or starting a work on one device and working later on another. These have all been features which have been implemented now and more deepened, let's say. They were there before, but now it's a deeper integration into the system. And last but not least, craziest feature of them all, the Translate app now works on all different iOS, macOS, etc. platforms, but also deeper integrated. For pictures where you see something written, for text which you can copy, paste, drag around, translate directly, and also offline. And you can use it also in conversation without pushing buttons, etc., with automatic recognition of who's talking. And there was another one. There was one more thing I forgot. And this is that Siri now handles requests for your device, on device, for the audio recognition, which makes the commands being faster. And also, I mean, I have it sometimes when I'm on the road, on the train, that the connection is not perfect for the internet or not even there. And even then it's working. So when they showed the demo, it was a lot faster than it is usually when I experience it. So for me, great things. FaceTime, wow. The Siri functionality, nice. And the Translate, also killer feature. Especially when you're living in Switzerland and you have like 3 major languages plus English. It's really good that you have an easy way to translate things. If I missed anything which you think was great, leave it down in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel because I have more of this to come in the next days. And that's all from my side. Enjoy some other parts on the playlist, which should be here, or I can squeeze it on both sides. Have a great evening and see you next time.